Alright, hey everyone, welcome to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Why, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We are a couple who love sharing stories so much that we quit our day jobs and we created our own company so that we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with all of you. And tonight we are playing D&D. This session features the D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor, where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or just hop into our Discord where you can find out more. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it is time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master, storyteller, and with me is Sirenscape, bringing our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now we get to meet our courageous and daring heroes before we pick up in the midst of battle this evening. So, let us begin with an introduction for Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Vass. Vass is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Vass is having grown up in an upper middle class family in Neverwinter, he did take some sailing lessons and he's a pretty accomplished sailor.
I love to see it. Heck yeah. Fun facts are nice. Next up on our introductions, let us learn about Hugh.
I am Stefan. I'm playing Hugh de Vere, a swordsman who fights evil with Ilan and an Estoc. My fact for him today is that he has two noble cousins, male noble cousins, but he does not. He knows their names, but he doesn't know which one is which name. So when he's with them, he does a lot of, doing everything but saying a person's name. You do this, you do that, all that kind of stuff.
Oh man, that is so Hugh. I love it. Next up on our introductions, let us meet Rue.
All right, I am Frontboard, and I am playing Rue, aka Rhubarb Bafflewander, with two S. He is a gnome sorcerer hailing from the island of Sandcrest, far to the west of where our setting takes place. And I guess a fun fact about Rue is that he believes all frogs are friends, all amphibians are allies.
Nice alliteration.
I was trying to get one with toads in there too, but I couldn't think of toads. Toads are on your team? I don't know.
Yeah, no, toads are teammates.
There you go.
So, with that, last but not least, let us learn about Victoria.
Hey, I'm Cable. I'm playing Victoria. Victoria's a paladin. I'm like paladin. That's not it. A paladin of Paladine. And one day I'll remember to do facts for Victoria.
I'll just like
Today's not that day, but I will eventually.
Yeah, I'll just like put it in the game room chat of like make sure everyone's got their facts ready, and then you'll ignore it. It'll be fine.
I won't ignore it. I'll willfully not pay attention to it.
Sorry for my misunderstanding of what you do there.
Isn't that the definition of ignoring?
No.
The technical technical difficulties. You can tell where my week's been, and it's only Wednesday. So, with that, our introductions are covered, and I believe we have a battle to get back to. As a Dragonlance has burst out of the stables and perched itself atop atop the wall. And, well, why don't we say that that was its action and movement on its turn. And we pick up where we were in initiative. Right in the middle of things. Is Rhubarb. What would you like to do as you see this?
Oh, it's really my turn?
The dragon officer is right before you.
Because I thought that I went last on the last time and took 2 down with the Sacred Flame, and then the Dragon outburst out. Okay.
Yeah.
Which wall is this Dragonelle on?
The one that is right next to the where Vass is. It has
Right over the gate mechanism.
Right over the gate mechanism. It has burst outward, flew up, and now is perching there.
It can fly?
Dragonelles can fly, yes.
Oh no.
Huh, I pictured them as wingless.
Nope. Dragonelles, they have very limited intellect, but they do have wings.
Just another way Faye lied to us.
I've never lied to you about that.
So, when we last left off in the last session, Rhubarb's last action was you guys all saw him jump off of that wall to the outer side of the keep. And we all know that Rhubarb cast Featherfall, so he didn't fall to death, but maybe the players don't.
I thought you called something through the gate.
I did. I guess. Yeah. I. You're right. Never mind. I was.
I could be wrong.
No, because I used Sacred Flame through the gate to kill the last 2. So I guess it was technically a turn for him, so you wouldn't know he's okay. The gate is gnome-sized, I guess. I want to use as much of my movement as possible to go back into the keep.
Okay.
And run to the east toward, I think, where like the kitchen is.
Okay, so towards that smaller area, totally.
Yeah, I think it's like looks like a kitchen, like with a hearth and some cooktops or something on the right side.
Yeah, no, I know what that is. I got you.
Yeah.
So as you run over there, easily able to make it towards that. Do you use your action to run all the way over there, or do you just movement to get over as close as you can?
I think it's just used my movement, and then for an action, what do I have that doesn't require concentration? Because I don't want these hypnotized guys. And there's 4 guys that are still hypnotized, correct?
4 guys still up and hypnotized.
Let's go for it and make one of them wake up by casting a Sacred Flame on them.
Okay, go for it.
If they fail their dex save.
Sure. I will, because they're incapacitated, I want to say that does not give them a failed auto, but I will give them disadvantage.
Okay.
Thematically, it makes sense.
Sure.
And that is a 12.
Okay, it was a DC 14, so let me roll damage. That is 9 radiant damage.
Alright, he is no longer, he is no longer frozen, but he is a little hurt now.
And we'll say that makes Hypnotic Pattern, that's 5 of 10 on it now.
Okay. With that, then we come to the top of the round. With Victoria, you have 1 guy awake, 3 guys hypnotized, a dragon army officer, and a dragonelle. What would you like to
Okay.
do?
Let's try. The Dragonelle was perched on the wall?
Dragonelle's perched on the wall. The officer is riding the dragonelle.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was down in the courtyard. But okay, so I guess the first thing she'll do is, because she's in the gate area with Vass, so she's gonna say, Vass, drop the gate. We got bigger problems. And then I guess I'm aware that one of these guys isn't hypnotized anymore.
Yeah, you would see that he's kind of shaking himself awake.
Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and smack him with swordy sword. You know what? Can I take that back?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what I need to do is actually maybe heal myself. 16 points of lay on hands as an action.
Okay.
And then that will be that.
So, as your hand glows with the holy light of Paladine, you place it upon yourself, and you regain that vitality as you heal yourself with lay on hands. As Hugh, it's your turn. There's a figure
Okay.
who's awake. There are 3 who are not. There's a Dragonelle and his rider.
So if it's perched on the wall, is that within running distance of me, keeping in mind that I move 10 feet faster than normal?
It would take a bit of climbing to get up, but yes, I would say that you could get up there.
Okay. And would he be able to attack me of opportunity when I'm climbing, or am I fine?
If you are climbing up to meet him, you are entering his area and not leaving it, so no special attacks of opportunity.
Okay. I didn't know if climbing might interact with that. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna confront the officer, distract him. You either help me or take out the other guys. So I put Hunter's Mark on him and charge
Yeah.
up the wall. And then my leap up the wall, I do climbing, then one motion stab at him. For a 16.
And this is against the officer or the Dragonelle?
It's a dragon now.
Okay, 16 will just hit.
Okay. So 10. Two. 3. So 15 total damage.
Heck yeah.
Alright, went so good, you gotta do it twice. And I crit!
Heck yeah!
Okay.
Ooh, that's a max damage crit.
Do I apply Hunter's Mark twice or once?
Hunter's Mark is for every hit, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but does Hunter's
Yes.
crit apply to Hunter's Mark?
Yep, crit affects it.
It's gonna be a lot of damage.
So that's gonna be 24 damage.
Okay, so, and then this is going to be 32, oh no, 22 actually, because it's the way that we do our crits, and then 6 and 2 is another 8. So,
30.
yeah, 30, sounds right. So, oof, heavy hit there. The Dragonelle does not like that at all.
Okay, so I did 30 and then 15.
30 and 15, totally.
Okay. Good round.
Our soldier, who is awake, is going to look at the situation around him and then realize that his buddies are also staring kind of out there, and he will use his action to wake up another one. And Vass, it is your turn.
Okay, so the Dragonelle and Ryder are on the same level as me.
No, they are right above you. They're
Oh.
on the crenellations above looking
Oh,
down.
okay. Presumably, though, within 60 feet.
Oh, most definitely within 60 feet.
Okay. And the 4 people clustered together
Are
They
like
would
right in
be-
front of you. Yeah,
right in front of me.
kind of.
Kind of. Okay. Well, I think Vass is going to do some crowd control. I think he's going to snap his fingers and cast Shatter on those four soldiers.
Hell yeah.
That's Constitution 14.
You know that's gonna wake them all up and probably not kill them.
Well, they're running around waking each other up anyway.
Okay.
Who knows? Vass might roll amazing on the damage. We've got one successful save and 3 failures. Alright. So as the remaining 2 are woken up, one of them looking fine. Most of the figures look pretty bad. One of them falling to the ground. Anything else from you, Vash, as you snap your fingers and Shatter just appears right in front of you?
I think that'll be it.
Alright, so as you bring low some of these figures, it is now our dragon officer and the Dragonelle. And rearing up, the Dragonelle is going to take 2 rending attacks of its claws towards Hugh, as it did not like the attack. The first attack is a 21 to hit.
That will be parried.
Alright. So as you set this one off, the second attack, however, is a natural 20.
Oof. I guess the crit goes both ways.
So.
Okay, is it this flame to this attack?
There is fire in this attack, yes.
I am going to use a spell slot to do absorb elements.
Alright. So, as the rending claws come forward, a burn that comes through, that's going to be 15 points of slashing damage and 11 points fire from the crit.
Okay, and so the fire is reduced to 6 then.
Reduced to 5, you round down.
Oh, round down? Okay. So the total is what?
The total would be 20 points of damage taken.
Okay.
But that's it for our Dragonelle. Our Dragon officer, our Dragon Army officer, is going to, as he is on the back of it, has a heavy crossbow that he is going to utilize and will take a shot down at Victoria with a natural 20.
What?
He can kiss the biggest part of my butthole.
If I've got 2 nasties on this fight, I don't know what the rest of the session's gonna look like, but oh boy, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, Victoria, you are taking 16 points of piercing damage and that'll be 8 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And Rue, we come to your turn.
So there's 3 officers around my friends that are now awake. Did the one that went down, was it the one that previously hit?
Yeah, it's the one that you had hit before.
That's what I figured. Well, rise and shine, boys. Let's do that again, and have a sacred flame on them, and target 2 of them with my moon touch feature, whatever that feature's called.
Yeah, totally.
It's called Moon Fire. So yeah, I need deck saves for both.
Alrighty. We have a 17 and an 18.
And they both pass.
Anything else from Rue?
No, I'm just gonna stand on the ground over by the kitchen.
So as you stand your ground, you're about maybe 15 feet away from what you presume to be a kitchen based on the chimney that you can see. Victoria,
Hmm.
we come to your turn.
Okay, all these guys are still alive in front of us.
You've got 3 guys. 2 of them are looking real badly hurt. But
Okay, so I'll start in on the first of one of them. $19 to hit.
a 19 will hit.
Okay. For what's that? 6 plus 7 damage. Wow.
And then you've got an extra 3 from your divinity, right?
No. That just adds to
That's
hit.
to the
Actually, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I get them mixed up. I know it's one or the other. But no, 7 points of damage is enough to bring one of them down.
Okay. Then with my second attack, I'll hit the other woozy-looking guy. If 19 hits.
19 will hit.
Okay. And then D4 as well. Except roll. So for 11 total.
11 brings this man low, leaving just 1 soldier, the Dragonel, and the officer. Anything else from Victoria?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then Hugh, we come to you. What are you doing?
Well, I am down to 11 hit points because of that crit. So I think I need to take this Dragonel down as quickly as possible. And I'm attacking him with my fancy fire and fear blade.
Heck yeah, go for it.
Alright, the first one's a 17.
A 17 hits the Dragonel.
Okay, we get 11. And then first fire. For 6 fire damage. 5 Hunter's Mark damage, so we're now at 22. And 3 psychic damage. 25 total.
25 total. You hear the screech of this Dragonel as it begins to fall, and the officer rolling off the side to stay on the wall as this beast drops down. You have no Dragonel.
Close. You're not as good as I am. Alright, bonus action time. Hunter's Mark to the officer and striking at him.
Okay.
Oh, a 10's not gonna hit.
Unfortunately, the 10 does not hit. He is able to, with the shield, push off. Well, seems that you're gonna have to get better than what you already are.
There's always room for improvement.
It is now our last soldier who, looking to Vass, looking to Victoria, glancing over near where Rue is. He's gonna try and break for it, and make a run for the open gate. Which will,
I didn't think it was that open.
it's open enough for a humanoid to get in.
Perfect.
So, he's running. So that's gonna be what his action is gonna be.
Is he gonna trigger any attacks of opportunity?
You know what? Since you moved into that area, I would say it would for Victoria.
Okay, hey, do that. Oof. Well, an 18.
An 18 will hit.
So 13 damage.
A He's looking real bad. He's hanging on by a thread. But he's still there. He runs.
Well, I was gonna say he's not still there.
Nah, but he's still part of the land of the living. As Vass, we come to your turn.
Okay, how is the officer looking? Has anyone done any damage to him yet?
The dragon officer has not taken any damage yet.
Cool. Well, I will upcast a Dissonant Whispers. So that is a Wisdom 14.
It is a 19 on the wisdom save. Ooh, that's a good roll though.
Good.
So, as he takes some of that, Hugh and Vass, as you were the ones that are paying attention to the officer, see his face contort in the mental assault, but he stays standing. Anything else from Vass?
How far away is he from me?
20 feet up.
Okay. Are we kind of clumped together at the moment?
You and Victoria are the closest on the same level. Hugh is right near the officer above you, and then Rue is on the other side of that walkway.
Okay. I'll, like, move a little bit away from Victoria just so that we're not all clumped together.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy has magic, so I'm trying to avoid crowd control things. But that'll be it for me.
Alright, our dragon officer is going to drop the crossbow and pulls out a sword and is going to strike at you. His first attack is a 17. And the second attack is an 8, so Hugh, as the sword crashes down, easily blocked on both of them. And there's the frustration growing in his face as Rhubarb, it's your turn.
I'll get the runner. Rue announces. I am not fast, but if I move like a few squares to the west, can I see out the crack of the gate enough that I can see this guy running off down the path?
Yeah, you see him tearing ass.
Perfect. Then, once I get in line of sight of him, I'm going to cast a chill touch on him to send a little spectral necrotic hand. And I'm going to use my bardic inspiration to juice up my roll on that, just in case. So that's a D6 right now, right?
D6 currently.
Can I add to that? So that's a... Guess I didn't need it, but I already announced it. So that's a nat 20.
Yeah, let's see how high you can get.
And a 5, yeah, so that's a 31 to hit.
Yeah, you break 30 on that. Most definitely hits him. You don't need to roll, but I want to see how high overkill you get.
I mean, at least 18. That would be plus 6 more, so like 24 damage.
24 damage. Whew.
And he can't heal anymore.
Oh, well, he's not doing any sort of healing as he had 1 HP when he was exiting that gate. So that spectral hand, an omen from beyond, as it wraps around and the touch of death claims it, as the body just falls mid-run.
That's new Atari's doing right there.
Leaving just the dragon officer. Rue, do you do anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna step as much of my movement as possible, remaining just probably like 2 squares like north, so that I'm kind of a little bit more into the middle of the keep, so I have a better line of sight on everybody that's engaged in melee combat.
Sounds good. Victoria, we come to you. The only threat that is left is the dragon officer up on the wall.
Okay. Can I reach him with 35 feet of movement?
You can.
Okay, so then
You don't even
I'll
have
just.
to worry about climb being,
That's
twice
right.
your movement.
So I'll scoot up the wall. And can I move into a flank with you?
You can move into a flank with you.
Okay. All right then. Then I guess if I can attack as well, I'll attack.
Not used your action yet, so go for it.
Okay. I wonder if there was something. Oh, I guess that was at advantage, wasn't it? There we go.
Yeah, a crit's gonna hit.
Okay. And oh wait, I don't know why I rolled. The app doubles the dice automatically.
Yeah, I got you.
Alright.
So that's 22 points of damage there.
I mean, I feel like I should have be saying smite, which I
If
forgot
you-
about.
If you want to add your smite here, you can do that.
That's what crits are for, right?
Yeah.
So that's a regular 2d8. And
So
then,
your crit did 50 points of damage, just so that way you can have that on the record.
yay! And then if he's still alive, I'll hit him again.
Go for it.
For a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 will hit.
Okay. For another 13.
Victoria, as you brandish this blade, it will bring this figure down, and as he drops, the battle no longer as tense, as there is no more threats out in the courtyard. And as you wait, Hugh,
Oh,
Victoria.
who looks at Victoria and like, not gonna lie. Thank you for the assistance there. That was mostly bravado.
We got she's covered in her own blood too. So we're lucky. We're lucky today.
You can see
If it's over.
down at the distance, just now sort of visible with the naked eye, the forces of Calamon that are moving in quickly, in a march towards.
She's gonna nudge him and point. You think they waited until they saw the fight was over?
You can't expect them to stand up to a dragon beast and such. They've been slaughtered.
Just thought they'd be faster. That's all.
Take heart. To the fewer, the greater share of honor.
Take long. It should have been here sooner. It's not even been a full minute. It takes
That's what I was thinking.
It takes like 15 minutes to walk a mile fast pace, and they're marching. So
All I hear are excuses.
you're lucky I let you see them. So, would you wait outside for the Calaman forces to arrive, and fully open the door?
Well,
now that you have time to do so without being attacked.
No, I'm gonna say we open the door right now, and we also get right to looting.
I'm going to give Hugh 9 points of lay on hands.
Oh yes, please.
Healing. I don't think I actually have healing spells. Let me check that. Oh, I do. Right. Okay. So then I'll give Hugh also a 1d8 plus 3, and I'll give myself another cure wounds 1d8 plus 3. Wow. True to form with my healing spells.
One way Hugh is not French is he absolutely refuses to sexualize the lay on hands process.
Good thing he doesn't.
Might be some PvP if so.
So
In his
Victoria
words, that would just
is
be-
for kind of for waiting, and maybe like she'll go down the regular way down and open the gate the rest of the way, and just make sure that Rue and Vass are doing all right.
Okay.
Victoria, that was some interesting climbing skills you have there. Is that something that Paladine's done for you?
Something that's what?
That Paladine's done for you?
A gift from my mother. Magic boots.
So Victoria is just naturally talented. Hugh's trying to cover for her, so she because of gratitude for carrying him up. So like, there's some. There are humans who can do that.
I can
Not common,
Jump, I can jump out of trees.
very
Wait, so-
rare, but
Can I get a deception check from Hugh?
Oh, not from Victoria.
Well, I mean, yes, from Victoria, but more from Hugh, who's trying to lay it on thick here.
I feel like it should be deception with advantage because we have established Rue does not understand.
Um,
So that got 14.
14. Rue, would you be rolling an insight, or is this just gonna be your passive?
Oh man, well, I think it would be my passive.
What is your passive insight?
14.
Hugh's acting a little weird. You don't know what's quite going on as the two match, so...
I saw that officer hit you pretty hard, Hugh. I think I know, was it the Dragonelle hit you pretty hard? It must have gone to your
Oh
head.
yeah, the officer couldn't touch me.
You might need to sit down and take a break.
Oh, sitting down sounds great.
It's kind of like when you see a squirrel slip and he falls out of a tree and he kind of hits the bottom, shakes a little bit, and he just kind of has to just walk it off a little bit first. Just go sit down for a second.
Oh, not gonna lie, friend Rue. Climbing up a wall and killing a dragon thing within 10 seconds. It's a trip.
Well, it was a successful trip. I think you did well up there. But watch yourself. One of these days, that headstrong nature is gonna get you in trouble.
Well, I kinda, not to throw stones or anything, was thinking that maybe I would mark them and then the rest of you would try to blow up the dragon and rider. So I didn't know that I was going to be doing that on my own for that little bit there. Miscommunication.
It's the heat of battle.
Mm-hmm. And they needed to be locked down. Well, you guys did your thing. Can't let it can't let a dragon thing and a guy stand above us, and maybe they could breathe fire on us. Terrible.
I want that. Rue's like taking mental tactic notes from Hugh because he's never really fought in battles like this before, other than in Vogler and at One Tree Hill. So he's still learning.
And we saw the Calaman forces coming closer as well.
Perfect.
If you wait about 10 or so minutes, the Calaman forces do arrive. And can take the... as it doesn't take long to open the gate now that you are out of the heat of battle. It takes about a minute. But the forces do spread out, and as they arrive, clearing out the rest of the figures, you have there's the sound of small combat phrase, and at the end of it, you have two prisoners in the form of a Dragon Army officer and one of the soldiers. The Draconians, unfortunately, fight until death, and we're quite. But you now have successfully retaken Wheelwatch. You have two Dragon Army prisoners, and the prisoners that they had are released.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. How are they? Are they?
One seems fairly well, given the position that she was prisoner. A Kender, who is
Damn it!
who is more concerned the fact that she does not have her hupak and will not leave without it. And the other prisoner, a human soldier, seems to be more exasperated with his cellmate rather than anything, and perhaps is ready to be done with this nightmare.
Okay. Well, before we get to them, I remember when I was sneaking around, I saw there was like a dragon spear and an unusual weapon that I'm gonna guess might be the Hoopak. So I think Hugh would have gone looking for them as quickly as soon as it was safe to do so.
Yeah. You would find the hupak, and you can, of course, return it to its proper owner, who introduces herself as Elgo, Elgo Duck Ditcher. And she is quite emphatically thankful.
Okay. Hugh, when he's giving him back, says, "I'm giving this back if you give me a demonstration how this thing contraption works." Very curious.
Oh, yeah, no, it's very simple. You see, you can hit it like this, and she holds it as a staff, and just sort of demonstrates whacking someone. Or if someone's in the far distance, you just find a good-sized rock, pebble, maybe even an acorn if you really don't want to hurt them, and then pulls the sling at the top and releases it.
He's very into. Do you get more powerfully if you do this with your legs, or is there a cost to it? He's like goes into the weeds on this with her.
Look, if you don't know how to use a hupak, I don't really know if that's a skill that can be taught. It's something that you just feel inside of you. You know, I can let you try it out, but, you know, this one's really, it's mine, it's special to me. I can get you your own.
Oh, well, I mean, it's sized for you and not me, so I don't think that would work anyway. But
Yeah, but I mean, I know people that can make them quite easily.
oh, I prefer this weapon of mine, but it seems like a worthy technique.
The what you have found with the what's it called, the lance that had the dragon, upon closer inspection, it is tin. It is shiny but useless in combat.
Oh, that's sad.
What? Why? Why is it here?
It's a fake Dragonlance. Now, there could be a situation where a fake Dragonlance might be useful, so we should keep it. But
And were there any officers from our side as prisoners still?
The Calaman soldier was stationed here, and would be able to explain that he was sleeping off a night of drink in the prison when it was overtaken. Um,
Um,
so he's not an officer, but he is a soldier that was here.
okay, maybe he knows why they have it.
Uh, as you ask him,
Yeah.
probably just tactics. Officer didn't really talk too much about why they had the area, but he kept the desk over there. You might be able to find something on it.
Well, I'll ask Raven if she minds. That way, if we go through things.
No, you've done a lot of the work here. If you wish to scout about, see if there's anything of use to you, I've no issue with it.
What do you think? You guys want to, in quotation marks, loot?
I mean, I don't know who you're talking to because Rue's already up on the battlements, like trying to skin that dragon out for more hide for various goods.
And Hugh is going to try and see if the officer had one of those cool igniting swords that he wants to get. I think it might make a good curio, or if he runs into a wizard or another warrior who might be interested in it, it'd be a killer gift to give to people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know that the soldiers you were fighting had swords like that. So you can grab one off of them. I believe they fight with long swords. I can double check. Yeah, the dragon army soldiers fight with long swords. But
In that case, they all have them, I'm gonna take 2.
yeah, no, easily enough done.
I think everyone that hit me had a magic fire sword. So I think there's plenty to go around.
What does Vaz want to do?
Oh, Vass is down to look around. I also wanted to hey guys, should we, while we're here, unclog all those horns of wax? Or at least tell someone, hey, you may want to do that.
Vaz, roll me a history check. You do recall hearing a horn that sounded from the distance earlier before the battle. So at least one of the horns seems to be operable, and it seems that perhaps the ruse was found out at some point.
Right.
But
Doesn't
one out of
hurt
4.
to be sure they're clear.
Yeah. Raven nearby. We will get someone on it. But, well, that is happening. I need a survival check from Rue.
Alright, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself too. Because I really want to do this right this time. That's 12 plus 16.
16, yeah. You're able to get a fairly good amount of hide here.
Excellent. These will make perfect boots.
They match the belt.
Unless we dyed them orange.
Go for it.
So,
But Victoria, you were going through the desk in the prison?
I was kind of hoping that I could convince Vass to go with me because Victoria doesn't know if it's true or not, but she just assumes Vass is smarter than she is. Things like this. So.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Okay. So, as you look over the desk, it's not hard to find this stuff. You see that there are daily reports of a figure, Ardlick Vance, the commander of the Dragon Army that was here, and the orders to hold Wheel Watch at all costs. It is signed by Dragon High Master Consulti Fire Eyes.
Oh,
In the desk drawer, on one of the drawers, you would find thieves' tools and 200 gold pieces.
we'll just divide that for all four of us, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Unless you
And
want
then,
to please.
do you think that that the letters of orders are valuable information for anyone?
I think so. It doesn't hurt to take it back to the city.
Anyone else doing any sort of investigations of other areas?
After Rue's done skinning, he would kind of go and shadow Bass and Victoria because he is curious just about the army's general intention and stuff. So yeah, if they find anything that has the intention, which obviously they do from these orders from the High Master or whatever.
So there is an
Interesting.
area next to the prison that is seeming to be a separate room. Would you investigate that?
Yeah, I mean, one of my main motivations is to try and find, more information about what this army's up to, and whether they're threats to other parts of the lands, which it seems like they are.
So, the area next to the prison is, it seems, a storage room. You see barrels, which likely contain supplies, perhaps food, water. But if you would like to roll investigation to see if anything might be hidden here.
Let's ask Lunatari for guidance again on this one. That's gonna be good. 20 dirty.
It takes a bit of time, and you don't think it's of the dragon army, but you do find something that is interesting. It's a dusty case, and as you lift it, you see 6 flasks of alchemist's fire.
Do I know what that is?
Yes, it is it's not something that you've had a lot of experience with, but you would have heard from traders. It is a sticky and adhesive fluid that ignites when exposed to air.
Who would bring that out and show it to the rest and say, it looks like they were getting ready to burn something with all this sticky stuff.
You would notice that it is dusty, so it's probably been here a lot longer than the takeover.
Never mind. Maybe he'll still come out and say that.
And then everyone else would be able to see that it is dusty and has been here for a while.
Do you think it's still good?
One way to find out.
Let's not test that. At least not where we've just now recovered the outpost.
Can I hang on to one of these? Who's in charge of like the Kalaman army? Like, are they all right with us like looting and just carrying the stuff off for ourselves?
Raven said that she did not mind. Raven is the top person of the people here.
I want to hang on to 2 of these. You guys can do what you want with the rest.
If anyone else would like to grab an alchemist fire, you can do so as well.
I'm Victoria.
So, does anyone, do any other checks? Any other investigations?
I mean, we've checked the whole base, right? Like the whole keep.
So you've been to the prison, you've been to the storage room. There wasn't really anything in the stables except for, dead horses and a dragonelle that is now dead as well. At least from what the from what Rue saw. There is what Rue had successfully guessed his kitchen. I don't think anyone has gone through and looked at that. There was in the same area that there were the fortifications where the dozens were, or the weapons were, the barracks.
Oh, we haven't checked the barracks.
I don't think anyone has gone into the barracks.
Oh,
Yeah,
Silly.
I'll definitely check.
Alright, so as you enter into the barracks, there is a sort of soft lantern light, and there are 6 two-level sets of bunks that fill the barracks, and a footlocker sits beneath each of the bunks. Going through the bunks, or the footlockers, each has 2 sets of common clothes and 10 gold, so you get a total of 60 gold. However, one contains a silvered longsword, and another has a holy symbol of Takesis. And a key.
The key.
If we examine the key, can we guess what it might open?
It looks fairly large, so it could go to the gate controls outside.
Oh, right. Right.
Not that you needed them.
Not that I needed them, no. Definitely gonna take that silvered longsword and see if someone wants it.
Okay.
It's not really.
Well, I was collecting swords, but I took in 2 already, so you can have it if you want.
Does anyone else use a longsword? Victoria, would you use it?
I mean, I'm using a Dragon Army longsword. Unless there's reason to believe that this magic fire sword isn't as good as the silver sword.
Doesn't hurt to have options, I guess.
Does your Dragon Army sword count as a magic weapon for purposes of being of
No.
damage?
Above table, I will say that when they use them against me, they do. So I'm assuming so.
That's more of a me thing. If it's causing fire damage from a sword, that seems like a magical enchantment.
Yep.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's not like a magic sword, but it has an enchantment on it, so it's akin to like if you cast the elemental weapon on a weapon. So it's like it's magic, but is it really cool?
Yeah. Although elemental weapon also comes with a +1, so
Right, this is like elemental weapon light.
yeah, it was one of my peeves. There is no level 1 version of elemental weapon. That I feel that should be a thing. That's just the damage dice.
Well, if no one else wants it, Vass will take the silvered longsword. He is not very good with the longsword, but it might come in handy someday.
It might. So Vass has a longsword that is silvered.
Particularly if you end up in Ravenloft again.
This is true. Oh no, science.
Dear God, I hope not.
While they had all wandered off to the barracks area, Rue did want to investigate the stable, even though it seems mostly demolished, just because he's very curious about the Dragonelle in general and this creature he's only seen once before, so he kind of wants to poke around, maybe look at how it's eaten these horses, look at its droppings, whatever, just
Yeah, it's a mess.
curiosity.
there's not much of the viscera left. The bones have been picked clean, it seems, but there's a lot of blood on the ground. It's just, and it's scattered over. It does not seem that it is a clean eater.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Rue mutters under his breath. This thing's a messy eater. Obviously doesn't just prioritizes the meaty bits and goes on to the next. It's opportunist.
As you all can sort of clear out the sort of areas to investigate here, this is where we will take our ad break. So stick around with us. We'll be right back. But before we go, I just want to ask that you hang out, chat, but don't leave us. Let the ads run. You can turn them down, but don't mute them, as ads are a huge part of the way that we keep our games affordable. If you want to support us directly, you can always donate to my Ko-fi, as you know, a GM does need her caffeine. Not only does your donation support us, but they also help unlock all sorts of awesome perks for our players, benefiting the whole community for the for anyone who plays with us for the next week. These perks include double treasure, special companions, double XP, and even new quests. We love you all, and we will be right back. Alright, so we are coming back as you are finishing out with your suite of the keep. And as you are finishing this out, Raven, why don't you rest some, recuperate, and then return to Kalaman? I will write a letter to inform Marshal Bendry of our victory here.
Sounds like a good idea.
So, as it is about midday, you can finish out a short rest, and then I believe you took the horses, so you can
Yeah.
ride out to Kalaman, arrive by night. But you could, of course, stay longer if you wish to stay the evening here in the keep, head out in the
I
morning.
don't. Any reason to, guys?
Just giving you guys options here.
What? That's not a no. Not a yes.
Before we leave, though, Vass wants to prestidigitate the makeup off of himself and this god-awful dragon army armor and put his nice breastplate back on.
Okay. As you are doing that, out of the figures that are left here, you have
Do we actually get our short rest?
Yeah, you get your short rest.
Okay.
As you're taking your short rest, as you do this, you would hear where one of the prisoners of the Dragon Army tries to taunt you all. And you don't know the difference between higher ranking or lower ranking between the two prisoners. Just one of them calls out, "What you faced here was a mere messenger. When war truly comes, red wings will darken the skies."
Okay. Like Victoria, just look at him and hear what he has to say and not bother replying.
Just sneers.
No one else wants to lip off to the Dragon Man douchey.
take care of them, just like we took care of you. I've seen it before. Well, upstarts, you come and go, promising certain things, death, destruction, pillaging. You're just in the blink of an eye. Balance will be restored. Your army will be defeated.
So, you'll return to Kalamon is uneventful as you ride out. And it is nighttime when you return. And as you enter into the castle, I need to do a little check here.
Oh, what?
It's a jinx check, come on.
No worries. I'm looking at something here real quick. It is Hugh. You would notice the castle is unusually quiet. As you make your way to Marshal Vendry's office, to deliver this, you are not met by the Marshal, but an aide, who informs you that the Marshal is away from Kalman.
Were we all there?
Yeah, you would all be there.
Yeah.
But Hugh is the one that kind of notices that it's a little quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Did we expect her to be away?
No, she was here when you left.
Yeah. But they hadn't mentioned any plans or anything.
No, not that you were aware of.
Yeah, we just left yesterday, right? Like we rode out early,
Mhm.
did our scouting, stayed the night, attacked, and it's been just like a day.
You can ask the aide. The aide might know.
Aid new stuff that wouldn't be an aid. Where did the Marshal go?
Marshal Vendry is leading troops further west against the army. It was after you set off that the council had gotten word of a contingent of the Dragon Army, troops that had broken away from the larger force. Because the Marshal was not here, there was a spur by one of the lords, a figure, dull blonde hair, poor attitude, backward or
Arist?
something. That's the one, the Cards.
Fish. That rat.
Spurred the leadership of the city, demanded that Kalaman's military rise out to seize victory. And because we did not have Marshal Vendry here, Governor Miat approved the strike. The Lord and his son are leading the attack. Vendry's liaison, the young gentleman with the dark hair, is serving under them. They were planning to ambush the Red Dragon army near the Inkwell, a crossing called Steel Springs.
Far away is it?
It's 30 miles west.
To go.
Okay, we have to keep them from completely fucking this up. One question though, did we get a rest at some point?
You got a short rest before you left Wheel Watch.
Okay, not great, but I guess that's what we got.
You didn't know that there was bad things that were waiting for you in Kalamon.
30 miles is out of range of our of our talkie thing. Do we estimate that they would be there by now?
Probably.
Oh my god.
It's if you are traveling fast, which it seems like Bakari's style, by horse you could travel 30 miles in a day.
Oh my god. This is so bad.
Before you are setting off, there is a note from the aide that is discreetly handed over towards Vash. The aide says nothing, but you would notice, Vass, that it is assigned to all of you in a handwriting that you would know is Darrett's.
And what does it say?
Come at once. Bakaris is leading us to ruin at Steel Springs. He's the commander of this mission, and I can't disobey. I'll do what I can, but I need your help.
Vass will quickly show it to the others.
I can't really read.
Vass will dictate it to the others.
Victoria's showing some distress. Like we
Do you
need.
do it in Darrett's voice or Vass's voice?
I don't have the actor feat, so I can't imitate voices I've heard. Good, anyway.
I don't know. I'll allow a performance check on that.
What?
God. Help
You don't
me.
have to. I'm just asking.
Well, let's go ahead and
If you want
see.
to do it in Vass's voice, that is cool.
I would say it is a fairly good rendition of a Darrett impression. I don't know how well that works on Victoria's nerves.
we need. Is there anything we need to get, or can we just go? She'll say to the others.
I mean, I'm really tired.
Just sleep in the saddle.
Guess if I rode Killian with Vass, then maybe I could sleep in the saddle.
I think we need to book it.
But mechanically, is this like in jeopardy of triggering exhaustion on us, or does the short rest kind of negate that?
I would say that you have taken a short rest, so you are not totally like running on fumes. But it's a full day's ride for 30 miles. So if you don't rest, like sleep, it will be exhaustion, because that's like you've been up since the morning, because you did your interrogation, you reclaimed, you rode back, and now you'd be riding out again. So that would be staying up for like 2 days entirely. So you would start pushing exhaustion.
I mean, it's a day's ride. We're gonna need rest at some point. We can rest on the road if you want, but
We just don't have time. If we can get there and turn them around before the worst happens, then being tired would be the least of our concerns.
We need to at least get within Fargab range, because then we can talk to
Right.
Darrett and figure out what the deal is on his end of things.
Yeah.
So it's 19 miles, 18 miles?
18 miles.
18 miles, so we'd have to travel 12 miles in order to get in range.
I could potentially get myself in that range in an hour. Mechanically, Phantom Steed can do 13 miles an hour at a fast pace. Can I carry anyone with me on the Phantom Steed? It is a large, quasi-real horse-like creature. Oh, or I can let someone else ride the Phantom Steed if I want to.
You or a creature can ride it. So I will say that even though it is a large, because it is not truly there, it would only be able to hold a single person.
Yeah, so yeah, we would explain like I can get you a mode of transportation that can get you maybe within bar grab range within an hour, but only one of us can do it. I don't think it should be me.
Well, and how is that person going to get back to let everyone else know what the verdict is?
I was thinking they go out ahead of us and we take our normal horses and catch up with them. We meet in the middle or whatever.
Now, I will say that your normal horses, like your steeds, have just completed about a half day's ride. So, because Wheel Watch is about like, I remember 20 miles from Calamon, and so they would not be fresh, and you'd be pushing on them as well.
I'm just giving you the option. If one of you wants to get close, I can help you with that. But
Are there extra horses? Where did that little aide go?
The aide has kind of went off, but you do know that there is the stable master. You've spoken with them before. You would have spoken with them to put some of the horses back that you had utilized.
Right. So we can change out your horses. Right.
you can try.
Yeah, if there's any left.
I mean,
Yeah,
if the troops went off, they might have taken some or all of the horses.
they might have. We can check. But in the worst case scenario, I can dismiss Sam and should be fresh if I summon him again.
If one of you goes out ahead of us.
But I don't know that there's a point to us splitting up because we're not going to be able to do anything over the far gap.
Giving you the option if you want it. You seem to be intent
Yeah,
on making
we
it
should stop
expedient
talking
as
about
possible.
it and go get some horses and get going.
Okay.
Because
We're just kind of like is shaking his head, like confused with the impulsiveness.
you can't let your side piece go off and get murdered because of some douchebag. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's like, I've had that happen to me, man. Can't let it happen again.
I guess I don't know if you guys need to pack or anything. I'll go see the stable master. Maybe wait, Vass. I'm dragging Vass with me.
Yeah, Vass doesn't argue. Could I do an insight check or something to see, based on what I know about Bacardi, how far I think they may have gotten in a day?
Yeah, give me an insight check. 17. You would know that Bakaris, or Bacardi as we call it, he very much pushes for the fast, the bold, so he probably would have set out as soon as possible, which probably was not terribly far after you all set out. But even though he's probably pushing for the fastest military, especially a large group, typically would probably take a rest instead of rushing out. So they probably haven't made the full journey much like too similar to you. So they probably would still be on. They probably would have arrived to their destination this day because of the 30 miles.
Okay. Well, I'll go with Victoria to the stables.
At the stables, it is poor news. The only horses available are yours.
So, so if we take these ones, we'll get there and they won't be able to go anywhere, or they won't get us there.
You can get them there, but you're riding your horses hard. As you'd be, especially if you're trying to go for a fast pace, cover that 30. It'd be pushing them to their limits, maybe even beyond them.
What do you think, Vaz? Is this a mistake?
No, we need. Well,
I mean, they left the
going
city
to
undefended.
disaster. We have to do what we can.
I think not only are they going to die, but the city's undefended.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
We can't defend the city on our own. Therefore, the only thing we can do is go get them out of this Bakaris themed nonsense.
What if Bakaris wanted the city undefended?
It's a thought
mean,
that
I
crossed my
usually-
mind in Fogler.
I default to stupidity over treachery, but
Roll history or insight.
Everyone or just you?
Anyone who'd be present in this situation.
18.
I have
So
a 9 on history.
Ooh, okay. So for our 18 triplet crew,
Oh, triplets.
yeah, we got triplets going on. The city may be undefended by Kalaman soldiers, but the small contingent of the Knights of Slumnia, you have not heard that they have left. So there are still warriors in the city.
I can't think of her name off the top of my head. The mage that has the shop that
Wyan?
Wyan. Would she have anything, or would Vass remember seeing anything like a potion of haste or anything at her shop?
You don't know. But maybe you might be able to find out. You do have a perhaps you definitely have an acquaintanceship as a customer on your own end, but you do know that Rue may have a closer connection, may be able to pull some strings outside of business hours.
Can potions of haste be given to horses? Can they be used for animal consumption?
Maybe Wyan would know.
Did anyone mention the knights? Which blows me away that Victoria's not even thinking about it, but also like I wasn't thinking about it because I'm like Victoria's just totally like, holy crap, Tara's out there.
Story dice.
Rue wouldn't have thought about the knights, most likely.
Wasn't that what the roll was for?
That was the room.
Okay,
Was that the
all
roll?
right.
Yeah, you
Oh,
would.
never mind.
Yeah, the history or insight is that you did not hear the fact that the Knights of Slomnia had left.
Oh,
So it wouldn't be entirely undefended if a large enough threat was here. But they're also not going to be like stopping petty theft, because someone was like, "Oh my gosh, he stole my purse."
so you're saying we could go on like a thievery rampage right now and not get in trouble?
Yeah, if you leave your potions undefended, though, who's gonna? If you're out thieving, what's gonna happen to your shop? What if that guy that's been sitting next to you has been playing the long game the entire time?
Gotta hope that my shop wares were on my person in my room.
Who knows?
Ooh, I need you to focus.
There's a crackhead straight alley cat drinking all those potions right now.
That's why he keeps coming back to our rooms.
Yeah.
Jinx is actually a druid.
That'd be awesome. Did you say you need me to focus, Bess?
Yeah, let's not talk about running rampant and thieving while, the cat's away. Not Jinx. Maybe Wyan might have some potions that might help in this situation. You seem kind of tight with her.
I mean, she's got all sorts of stuff in that shop, and most of it I don't even understand. She's drawing on pieces of paper and making
We're
little
wasting
pictures.
time. We need to go.
Nothing happens. And I don't get her. I don't know if she gets me, but you need to talk to her.
It's just a thought, a possibility.
I mean, she probably, she wears all those dark robes. She's probably out there looking for new Atari and doing weird midnight witchery stuff. We can go try.
What about Cudgel's people? Are they still here?
Probably. They are not military folk, but they are, like yourselves, assisting. So there's probably a defense here. But they do not have horses amongst them, as you would have seen.
If Victoria mentions Cudgel and Rue's wondering if she ever redeemed her red herring gift in hopes that she enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh, what a way to just shift the mood.
I'm trying.
So,
Oh, that's right. Fast said focus.
it's like a hard bank. Yeah, so are you going to see if Wyan has any sort of potions that could assist your endeavors?
Sure.
Is it on the is Wyatt's shop on the way out of the city?
Wyan's shop would be on a way out of the city, yes. There are multiple entrances and exits to the city.
Close approximation to the direction we need to go.
I believe Wyan... Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Wyan is closer towards the west and the east, I believe. Or the east, rather than the west.
Do we have an idea of where we could find Cudgel?
Cudgel has typically been at the Steady Beacon, which is out towards the west. Not close to a exit, but definitely there. Wyan is more of a due east of Castle Calamon, but is alongside one of the main roads enough that leaving wouldn't be inhibited by any sort of traveling.
Okay, do we want to some of us talk to Cudgel quick? Some of you go to YN quick, and then we'll meet at whatever gate we're taking out of the city?
Sure. I can take Vass to Lion.
The Warrior's Gate would probably be what you want to leave out. Which is that gate right off the not off the harbor, the bay, but the one that's off to the west. Or no,
Up by the
the
Vogler people, right?
east. No, hold on. I'm getting myself mixed up. I need to recheck my directions here. You are heading to the west, so you actually would be going. Wyans would be on the way, because that's where it's at, off towards Vogler. Cudgel would be out towards the east, bit away from where you'd be wanting to go. So that means that you would want that western gate going towards Vogler. I'm bad at directions, guys.
Q, do you want to talk to Cudgel quick with me?
You're muted.
You're muted.
Come along. I don't know what I can say that you can't, but I will support you all the way.
Well, you're more convincing. And what about... Wait, so the guys that went with Raven to the keep that we were just at, were those the Vogler guys?
So it was a mix of mostly Vogler militia with a few Kalaman soldiers inside of it. But it was mostly the Vogler troop.
So, like, mostly the guys that, like, Hugh's been spending time with, or are those different guys?
Mostly the guys that Hugh's been kind of training and spending time with. But those are still at Wheel Watch.
Poop.
You guys came back from Wheel Watch on your own.
Yeah.
You were to deliver that it
Yeah.
has been retaken.
Okay, so we're gonna split up quick, talk to these people, and then get the hell out of here?
Why don't we start with Cudgel's crew? So, you make your way over towards the steady beacon, and yeah, you're able to find where Cudgel is. She's a few tankards in at this point in the night, but recognizes. What seems to be troubling you?
Are you aware of what these idiots did?
No. What has happened?
What's his name? Basiris?
Bakaris?
Cars.
Bakaris?
Mm-hmm.
Bakaris led the Kalaman army out of the city to go fight the Dragon Army.
You see her eyes widen. It's not a full sobering up moment, but definitely a serious. Well, that's not good. Oh,
What authority does Bikaris have even to...
That's what
Take
I'm
them.
wondering.
As far as I was aware, he was in the chain of command.
You would have heard that from the aide that he kind of spurred the leadership into making a decision. It was because the ruling of Calamon is done by a council. It's democracy kind of deal. And Marshal Vendry was not present, so the
That's
governor
even worse.
governing
listen
the
to him.
act would be had made the deciding act to go right ahead with the strike.
We just got back, but we're gonna chase after them and hopefully turn them around. I was hoping that maybe you and your people could just keep an eye if trouble comes. Could maybe help in some way.
I will work on finding some of my men and letting them spread the word to those that I can't find, but we'll make sure that people are watching for any sort of trouble.
Okay. And maybe try and convince whoever's left for the council that preparing boats might be a good thing.
I'll try, but I don't have much pull with any of the council figures, but I'll do what I can.
If they let that fool convince them into doing something, I'm sure someone like you can convince them a lot faster.
She gives a sort of amused huff. There's fondness there, but also, of course, the worry of, things are going bad, as they had in Vogler. And taking that sort of under consideration, you guys have that, and if there's nothing else that you wish to accomplish with Cudgel, Vess, Rue, you make your way over to Wyan.
Are we riding our horse at this point?
Would you be riding your horse over to Wyan?
I mean, I thought we were kind of going there on the way out, so I would assume that Victoria wanted us to take horses so we can meet up, right?
I mean, if that's what you would assume, you could have your horses outside of Wyan's apothecary. But
Are
it
Vass
is...
and I still sharing a horse?
Are Vass and Rue still sharing a horse?
That's a great question. When we took horses out from the stable master to start all this, were we able to get our own horses this time?
Yes, you had brought a horse from Everhold.
That's right. Okay, so then we would be sharing a horse. But it's always an option, Vass, if you want to share horses again.
Keep that in mind.
Also, Victoria now has Sam, so
True.
definitely able to get everyone their own horse.
Yeah, Rue and Vass had a little chat with each other while they were making their way to Lyons. But once we get there,
it is darkened because it is nighttime, but you've been here before after hours.
Yeah. I was going to do the knock at the door, the one that she taught me to come after hours the last time.
It takes a bit of time, but when Wyan does appear, you see that there is sort of a long dressing gown, black and flowy, not much different from her normal robes, but a little bit more casual. I was not expecting you or company.
I wasn't expecting to have to show up here at this hour as well, but we're in a bit of a bind. My friend here seems to think, and I think too, maybe, that you might be able to provide us some advice or assistance in the predicament that we're in.
You were the first person that came to mind.
Well, they do say flattery will get you everywhere. If you must talk business, come inside the shop. And she opens the door.
Right?
As she will flick her hand, the lights begin to sort of raise as candles and firelight jump into life here in the storefront. She turns, leaning against the counter. So, what predicament has your thoughts coming to a mage?
Rue looks at Vass.
Something has happened, and we need to get two things. We need to be able to talk over a great distance, and we need to be able to move there quickly. And we are wondering if you have any products that might help assist in either of those ventures. Perhaps scrolls of sending or potions of haste.
She looks to both of you. How dire is your situation? And how willing are you to pay for services?
Our situation's pretty dire. Vendry is, and the Calamon forces under the leader of someone who should not be leading are marching towards what very well could be their demise. We're in pretty dire straits. I'm willing to pay whatever you require for the services.
If you need to cover a great deal of distance in a short amount of time, I may be able to assist if I know where you are trying to get to.
Bass will tell her. I don't know how to. 30 miles west. I don't know more than. Bass would probably be able to describe it better.
You would know that the area is called Steel Spring.
Right.
I thought it was like Inkblot Well or something.
The Inkwell is the river.
Oh.
Steel Spring is the area.
Oh, imagine that.
We need to get to Steel Spring.
We can get you there. I can get you there in a matter of moments.
That would be amazing. What do you require as payment?
This is Faye having to look up magical services here in just a moment.
Oh no. Oh, this is going to be terrible.
I'm willing to, wondering if Victoria would be willing to pay whatever it took because Darren's out there.
And I mean, the problem is that she's willing, but she doesn't have anything to pay because she lives a pretty simple life.
All right, so I would say a quick calculation based on the services needed, the disruption to my after hours, and the fact that you are and the fact that you have someone of great interest to me. I will take all of that in consideration, and I will be able to cast this magical service for you for a grand total of 450 gold.
I've got 281. Rue, how much do you got?
He just like holds out his coin purse. Like 120 something, maybe.
Bass, roll me a persuasion check. I'll take 245 now, and you can put the 200 on a debt.
Done.
I missed 5 gold on that. All right, it's okay.
Bass is so smooth. It's like sweet talking her to the lower price. She's too distracted by his good looks.
Count.
So, 200 gold debt. Wine But you do have a fairly quick transportation to where you need to go. Now you just need to let Hugh and Victoria know about that.
Yeah. And you're able to transport 4 of us this way?
I can do 4, yes.
What about my horse?
I charge extra for animals.
Rue, you can cover the animals if you want them.
I was just curious. He's like taking business notes on how Wyatt runs their business.
If you have animals, I will allow you to keep them tied up in front of my shop for the duration of your travel.
Would be great, thank you. Once again, we are very sorry for having to bother you this late.
Just be glad that you are someone that I do not dislike.
That's why don't you go find Hugh and Victoria, and I'll stay here.
Okay. Before Vass leaves, he will hand over the 250 gold.
Okay. So, handing over that, Wyan will take the payment and moves behind the counter to set it with the rest of her, where she keeps during the lockbox during the day. And Vass, you can go down easy enough on the main road to wave down Hugh and Victoria. There's no one really else on the streets at this hour.
Guys, I got us a ride. We can get there in minutes.
Oh,
Really?
it's amazing.
I wouldn't joke about something like this under this circumstances.
How? What is it? Where? Where's Rue?
Rue's back at Wyan's. Wyan is going to get us there. Magically.
As she turns Sam to go in that direction. It seems like pretty strong magic.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, but I did secure us this service.
I guess it would be a paid service. How much?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Victoria
I'm
proceeds to
headlining
worry
at the
about
Silly
it.
Beacon now. I can afford it.
So,
Vass is like, I'll just tighten my pants up a little next time I've got a show. I'll make it back in seconds.
Vass living that rock star life.
That's right. While Vass is gone, can I explain some of like the? I want to explain to Wyan that there was another Dragonel at the last key again. I can't remember if I explained it to her the first time that we've seen these monsters that we've never seen before. Like maybe show off the belt and the hide that I've collected from second Dragonel. And actually, maybe can I ask her if I can leave the hide with her? I really want to be carrying this nasty hide around with me if possible.
I'm not one for tanning. If there's a place that you need it delivered to, because you are a protege of mine, I can pass it along when it is a more reasonable time.
I was hoping to have this made into some boots, so if you know like a bootsmith in town. I don't know what you call them here.
I'll get it to a tanner first, and I will pass along the information that it is yours. And I'll pass you the information of where it is, so that you may take the leather and do with it what you will.
This magic that you're going to use to send us there, I'd like to. I want to make sure that I pay attention. My powers keep seeming to grow. Lunatari keeps giving me blessings. It seems to be able to do more and more. Hypnotized groups of people at the keep, and she's shown me new ways to travel. So I feel like my mind is opening more, and I want to keep it open and continue to learn from you, Lunatari, and whoever else will teach me.
Well, I will not be slowing down my process for you to observe. As we've already learned, your ways of magic are quite different to my own. But pay close attention, as it may do you well. I've agreed to take you on again as a protege. Study where you can, learn what you can, and continue to impress me, Rhubarb.
See what happens.
We shall.
This war, it continues to. Well, there's been threats of war from some of the army now. And it sounds like the forces get larger and larger. So I'm worried. More strength, more skill be required from all of us, my friends, and everyone else, to make sure that we see through this whole situation.
Whether there will or will not be war, it continues. The power inside you is just that. It cares not one way or the other. But you, Rue. You do.
Very
Use
nice,
your
Ed.
tool. And it's about this time that Hugh, Victoria, and Vash will be returning. Without even lifting from the, where she's at, Wyan motions to the door opens. Well, come inside. I do not wish to display this magic for everyone to see.
Okay. Victoria will hurry through the door.
I will be opening up a gate across the distance. You will have a limited time to move through. And once you do, there will be no returning. At least not through the way that I open. When you are ready, I will cast.
I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, Victoria will get her shield in hand.
Oh,
Let's go.
Rue
That-
takes out an alchemist's fire potion and hands it to Wyan. I meant to. We found this at the keep. I meant to give you one.
She takes a look at it. I appreciate this. Handy tool you've got here. Hard to replicate. Seems to be of gnomish origin. Good quality. Really packs a punch. She will set it on her counter, and as she pushes off, she begins to cast, and as she moves her hands through the air, the motions seem to be tinged with shadow and violet energy. Runes begin to float on the air, forming a sigil, before that sigil swirls in on itself, and you see a gate of darkness. What you look for is on the other side. Go quick. And as you all move through this teleportation, is where we take our next ad break. So, stick with us. We will be right back to see what's going on, and we will pick up at Steel Springs. Before we go, please hang out, chat, and let the ads run. You can turn them down, but don't leave us, don't mute them, as ads are a huge way of how we can keep our games affordable. If you want to support us directly, you can always give a donation at my Ko-Fi, as we all know a GM needs their caffeine. We have a link for that on screen, and know that your donations not only help support us, but they also help unlock cool perks for everyone who plays with us that benefit the entire community all through the next week. These perks include double XP, double treasure, special companions, even new side quests. A lot of fun things going on there. So, we love you all, and we will be right back. So, as you all step through the void that Wyan has crafted for you, you step on the other side and you see the brook, Inkwater, coming into view. Smoke rising over the tree line. There are wounded Kalaman soldiers that stagger from the trees and head towards a narrow crossing. Lies in your direction ahead of you as you step from this portal. You see that the dragon army, there are soldiers getting chased on horseback. And I have presented a map for you guys in the game room.
Boy.
Oh, I should probably have that.
I love maps.
Yeah. These Dragonlance maps have been fun.
I love the maps. Oh my gosh. But we have 6 wounded soldiers that are fleeing south, and you see the battle that occurs further down the road. Currently, they are at the small islet in between the crossings, and why don't we roll initiatives?
Like the Kalaman forces or the 6 wounded guys?
The 6 wounded ones.
And where are we?
I would put you right at the bottom of the map, right next to where the compass is, the compass rose.
Okay. All right.
Can I be in that bush on the bottom row?
Sure.
Wyan teleports me into a bush.
You stumble into the bush as soon as you see the fire.
How did she know that I wanted to be teleported into that shrub?
Victoria, you need a 17. Gosh dang
Need
it.
a 17?
Yeah,
I
15,
did not
16.
get a 17.
Yeah, 15, 16, 17, 18. Gosh dang it, Victoria, you had one job. But, so we have our, the Dragon Army, soldiers on their war horses, galloping in pursuit along the road, to the north. They've not yet reached the islet. And it is Rhubarb. You are the first to act here. What is it that you are doing?
That's a great question. Um, so that the other army soldiers haven't made it to the little crossing area yet. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can almost get in range of that. Rhubarb's going to step forward. I think he probably needs to go forward about 15 or 20 feet. And he's gonna cast Web to lay down an area of difficult terrain and webbing across the rocky crossing between the islet and the northern bank of the.
Yeah.
Assuming that they can cast like webs between those rocks that they would use to cross that area, kind of make it difficult terrain.
Yeah, no, the crossings you would see are a little bit they're not as deep as the rest of the waters, so they don't actually count as difficult terrain like the stream would. So casting the web there, filling up that space, especially with the stickiness that the web creates, easily able to make that difficult terrain.
Yeah, it has a 60-foot range, 20-foot cube. I think 60 feet would then be 12 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12. So I think I could cast it from, just a few feet north of where I'm at.
You'd have to get out of your bush, but yes.
Can I move 10 feet north of my bush, cast it, and then move 10 feet back south into my bush?
I'd say you'd have to go 15 feet, because you'd have to get it like a little bit of that diagonal to get that.
Okay. How about I go 15 feet forward, cast it, and then retreat into the second bush that's like 3 squares up?
Yeah, you can move to that second bush. That'd be like right next to where you were.
Sweet.
So, as you hunker down into the bush, Rue, Vash, what are you doing?
Vass is gonna try and get in touch with Darrett on the Fargab.
Okay, I would say that takes your action, but what do you say?
Darrett, where are you?
I'm further north. Things are bad. We got bad information. I'll be down as soon as I can. Where are you?
We're on the south side of the Inkwell.
Just stay safe.
You as well.
Alright. Anything else from Vash? Any bonus action movement?
So right now the only thing I can see is the 6 wounded soldiers on the island.
You have the 6 wounded on the island and the 4 on horseback of the dragon army that are coming after them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, you would also see the rest of the battle, but that's happening like in the distant on the north. You see, it's very much a organized retreat. Kalaman forces are trying to pull away.
Okay, and can Bass see what kinds of weapons the soldiers on horseback have? Do they have ranged weapons?
I believe that they do. Yeah, they've got javelins that they have on the saddle and some in hand getting ready to throw.
Okay, Vass will move up 6 squares towards the first fork of the brook,
Okay.
just to be a bit closer.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything there for. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could Vass get to the shrub next to those 2 rocks?
So that's actually a tree, but yes.
The tree. He used his bonus action to hide.
Yeah, go for it.
Do I need to roll stealth?
Please.
Okay. Oh, I need to roll with disadvantage, so I gotta roll again. Uh-oh, that's a 13.
Okay, so you hide using the rocks in the tree to try and keep you out of view. And Hugh, you come to your turn.
Okay, so far away are the people on horses?
The people on horses they're directly across the map. So like at the start of this, where you are next to the Compass Rose area, they are right outside of the fray on the northern path. So like maybe like 120 feet.
Okay. Well,
Looks like it's
Hugh
almost
is going to
100
get some
away.
longbow practice in. So he hunters marks the closest one. And attacks with his bow.
Alright.
Or a 16.
A 16 will hit.
All right. So that'll be 8 damage.
Okay.
Attack again. Or a 15.
Unless we get a little bit of a direct attack against the Dragonlance. That's not 15 just hits. Let's see that damage. Hell yeah.
I take him out?
You do not take... Oh, no, actually you do. You just take him out. So, as the rider is knocked from his horse, the horse goes wild. Right. We have other figures here. So, 3 warriors remain, or 3 soldiers remain, 3 atop their war horses. As Victoria, it is your turn.
Okay, so she's going to. Did the rest of us hear the Fargab conversation?
Yeah, the Fargab you would have an audio of 10 feet.
Okay.
I think Rue would have heard it then.
You would have heard when it happened. No.
I already moved off to my
you would have
bush.
moved off. That's right.
Okay, so Victoria's going to say we're going to have to keep the way open for our forces to retreat, and she's going to dash, a double move, and get as close, like along the roadway, to the north side of the island, so she'll have 70 feet total she can move.
Okay.
And she'll, when she gets close, yell encouragement at the wounded guys to, I guess, to dig in.
That is... As they act next, they only can move about 15 feet as they are heavily wounded. They're limping, moving against each other. So they make it towards that crossing, but are unable to cross over the water at this time.
Which you're not talking about the far crossing, are you?
No, the one closest to where you guys are at. Because
Right.
they were already in the islet and are moving southward.
So I passed them.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
as you stand past them, our dragon soldiers have turned their attention off of their targets towards the figures that have now been fighting them and stand in their way. And the 3 riders release their javelins, 2 towards Victoria, 1 towards Hugh.
I'm a friggin' javelin magnet.
That is an 11 to hit Victoria.
No.
A 13 will not hit Victoria as well. But a 22 to hit Hugh
Yep, that hits me.
for 3 points of piercing damage and 1 point of fire.
Okay, 4 damage.
You can throw the javelins that far.
They would be able to, but it would be at a disadvantage because it's the long
Oh,
distance.
yeah.
So let me re-roll that 22 real quick. Which brings it down to an 8. Get back that 4. So as it crashes into the water, as they are, again, riding their horses, they are now right before the difficult terrain. The horses rearing up at the side of the waves. They don't like that. Rhubarb. It's your turn.
Am I able to see them from the cover of my shrubbery?
Yes, you would be able to see them from the cover of your shrubbery. If you cast a spell, the verbal component needs to be neat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think that 60 feet would make it to the far bank where I'm at, but 120 feet would. So Rhubarb's going to cast a chill touch on the rider closest to the bank. Are we treating like the rider and the horse is kind of like the same entity?
They are different entities, but the rider is mounted, so the horse doesn't really. The horse is more of an object at this moment.
Okay. Yeah, whichever one's closest, Rhubarb will cast a chill touch on. That is an 8 to hit.
Okay. An 8, unfortunately, does not.
And then I'd like to move. I guess I could move first. Up 1, 2, 3, 4. Like kind of 4 squares, so I'm hiding on like the. Not hiding, but I'm
Next
also
to
at
the tree.
the tree. Yeah, so I think the tree kind of spans 2 squares, and whichever side Bass is on, Rue will take the other square.
Well, the tree bough does 2 squares, but the trunk itself probably not entirely. But yeah, I know you can be on the other side. Sort of like I imagine like the sort of movie promo posters where you've got one on one side and it's like the hands on it. Easily.
I imagine like being on the right hand side of it, maybe because there's like kind of a rock outcropping there that I imagine provides a little bit of cover as well.
That's where Vass is hunkered down is over near there. So
Well then I'll stay out kind of on the left side there.
sounds good. So Vass, you have a friend near you. Natural
Thank
friend.
you.
I'm surprised some toads here too, Bass. They're always friends.
That's true.
Right by water.
So I have a crazy idea that I don't know if it'll work. But I'm pretty sure 60 feet will get me just to where the horses and riders are. I think.
Yeah, looks like it's about 55.
Yeah, so can you describe to me what the riders' hands look like?
Yeah, they have with the armorings that they're wearing, it is the bit and bridles all over the horses, metallic, the very simple sort of helmet. Full face is visible, just head covering for the riders. Enough that you'd be able to see the battlements, but it's not as distinctive as the Knights of Salamnia with the sort of horned helmets. It's just...
So there isn't really any part of the helm that kind of goes down.
Right, there's no visor.
Okay, is there something on the horse?
The horses do have blinders.
We've got blinders. What I want to do is use the drift globe to cast daylight right in front of a rider's face to hopefully blind them.
So, you could definitely try and blind the riders. You can see that the horses are already spooked. Causing daylight might cause them to startle and run. Bright light.
I'm gonna try and attach it to an object on a horse.
Yeah, I would say go ahead for this. It'll be, I believe you have your cunning action, which you can do a sleight of hand with a bonus action for your interact with object.
I thought that was just dash, disengage, or hide. But
It might be a certain subclass that I'm thinking that has that.
maybe.
I think it's this subclass like Mastermind or Inquisitive or something like
I want to
that.
say it's Thief that gets the quick hands.
Thief? Maybe it is, yeah. I was looking
Yeah,
through.
he does.
So, it would be an action to interact with object to put this on a horse.
Okay.
Alright, so sleight of hand to do so.
Alright. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's an 8.
So, unfortunately, you don't know if it's secure on the horse as you get it placed there, and you don't know if it's in quite the place that you need it to be. Anything else, Vass?
I guess I will use my bonus action to hide again.
Okay, you can dash off to get behind those rocks nearby. So, give me a stealth check, please.
322.
Okay. You feel fairly well hidden as you do so, and Hugh, you come to your turn.
Okay. So they are still haven't gotten through the spider web yet. Right?
No, they are right at the edge of the crossing. They have not tried to get across yet.
Okay. What? And is there any of them that are particularly damaged at this point?
Not really, no.
All right. Well, I will get down to the damage dealing business. Hunter's mark on the closest one,
Yeah, totally.
and let fly. Well, that's okay. That isn't.
22 definitely hits.
Alright, 9 damage.
9 damage, and Victoria, as your companions have moved across, you see the arrows from Hugh that cross over that large distance. Come to your turn.
Sweet.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, before I end my turn, can I end it with a bow? Is there an action can I freely just drop my bow and pick up my shield for them?
so you can drop the bow for the free action, but the shield does take an action to don.
Okay.
So, Victoria, you come to your turn.
Okay, so she's gonna move up. I don't know. She isn't particularly walking the webs. She's gonna move to the edge of the roadway on the island. I think I can get there now.
Yep.
With regular movement. And then also does not want to lose her sweet ass spear by throwing her across this river. So she's gonna hold her action to attack the first one of these guys that comes within range of her.
So, as you hold your action, Victoria, watching across the field, I think that is a very cinematic place for us to end our session this evening.
Oh man,
So,
she did want to keep an eye out for Derek.
of course. But as we end our session here, we will have to see what becomes of Darrett and the rest of our figures
Oh, I
in our
swear to
next
God.
session. So, I will see you guys in the next stream. Until then, head over to wildwitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord. Thank you to our players for playing. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. And as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.